Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your high five duo. Very light, if not faux, dab of the day. Today, what I want to talk about is the rose and the thorn. Unfortunately, that's how life is. The rose, the beautiful smelling rose, how it looks, how it smells, even when you touch a rose. And there are a lot of different colors, for all the different colors now. Long, short stem, luxury roses, sparkling, fun roses. Well, guess what? There's a thorn on that rose. On a real thorn, on a real stem, there's thorns all over it, and they get smoothed out, taken off, removed. But you have to kind of have that, and that's the way life is. So, what's happened is my scan came back, and unfortunately, I have to find a couple things out to know more. They found on my thorax, my lower thorax, a ground glass opacity, 15 millimeters. And that's new in like the last year because I've had scans before. And I think I've had some of these, and the doctor said they're not something that most people don't have. It's only when they get really big is it a problem. Okay? And I also have pancreatitis, which I would have bet that I had something related to it because that's how much pain I've been in. And what that makes me do is come up with a process, if you will, for dealing with the thorny bush. You're going to get those beautiful roses. You're going to get honey from a beehive, but you got to get really protective of yourself or you're going to get bit. So you got to get facts. You got to establish what the facts are when difficult situations arrive. It's very easy to jump to conclusions, even when there's a limited amount of time. You got to take action, but you got to establish facts first. Resolution is great, be resolved, but you got to find a way to get facts, not hearsay. I've already been in contact, left a message for a doctor that treats me, okay? You can't be swayed by Dr. Google and stuff like that, and you got to try to maintain a sense of calm. Then, when you get to the situation, logic takes over. Logic means you ask a lot of questions. Questions, especially short questions, because doctors don't have a lot of time, okay? And ask a lot of them, okay? They're going to ask you questions, okay? When did the thing happen? When did you see it happen? How did you feel it affect your life? Is it going to have any kind of outcome that I can deal with is what you want to ask them, okay? And what options you have. These are critical things in dealing with the thorns. And then you got to do something that, unfortunately, as a salesman all my life, I have a hard time doing. Got to listen. Because there's little point in asking questions if you're not actively listening to what's being said. You got to resist doing what I do, which is jumping in before you've listened to what they have to say, the doctors. Most of the time, we listen passively or not at all. And we always go on the defensive, pushing our points of view. It's how people are in all situations. So if you can't listen with some type of intent and pay attention to what's being said, okay, your body language is going to show it, okay? So you got to do a better job at listening in critical situations where you need to know what's going on from a professional. Because better listening will lead to better understanding and better response. That's what this is about, okay? And remember, I told you life's about kind of being in bumper pool, okay? But you got to try to remember that each situation is different, and everybody lives in bumper pool. Bumper pool is not a straight shot game of pool. It's very angular, okay? And you got to adapt your approach to life to kind of what happens to you and what your situation is. Good planning, preparation, boy, that can, in terms of taking care of yourself, that can really help. But the bottom line, okay, with the rose and the thorn, is that handling difficult situations, clipping those thorns off, okay, it's just part and parcel to what life is Okay? And really, you got to look at where you need to focus your attention to further solve the problem and make your life as good as it can be. Okay? Everybody's got a rose and a thorn. It's how you cut that bush, okay, that makes everything different. Let's take our high five dab of the day. Keep your chin ups, everybody. Your chin's up, everybody, okay? Bad things happen to good people sometimes, okay? All is not lost. What I don't want, I'm sure many of you don't want, is people chipping away at me. I've always told Mrs. Stoner, if I, God forbid, have to go, let it be in my sleep. Let it be quick, mercifully. Well, God hasn't chosen that for me. I live in chronic pain. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Rose and thorn. Rose and thorn. It's great to smell the roses, but you got to deal with the thorns. Cheers. And have a great day.